Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot. It is the end of August, the very last day of August. It is of course the 28th anniversary of Princess Diana's death in Paris. And so today I'm looking at the story that has been going around for quite some time now. The Dueling Diana documentary story. And we have heard that basically the only reason the Parkles got the first look deal with Netflix, the non-renewal of their deal, but the first look deal is because they want the Diana story. They want that 30th anniversary documentary for 2027. They want it from Harry. That's why they have allowed the ridiculousness with Meghan to continue, allegedly. And sources say that if Harry wants to do this documentary, then Netflix will bite his hand off. So they're gagging for it. Basically, and other sources say an inside account of the implosion of Charles and Diana's marriage and Harry's story of Diana's death would be the TV sensation of all time. That must make William and Charles's blood run cold when they read words like that. We're going to look at Prince William in the next reading, just by the way, but today I'm going to look at Prince Harry. The Daily Mail's showbiz writer Alison Boshoff, who seems to get the inside info from the Parkles currently, said she asked Team Sussex about this documentary and got a no comment back, which generally means, according to her, yes, it's a go. Yes, they are going ahead with it. She says, of course, it will torch Harry's already non-existent relationship with Prince William and set back any attempted reconciliation with the royal family. So Harry is facing a choice, devil or the deep blue sea, basically. He's trying his damnedest to reconcile with the royals currently. It's not going very well. And of course, if he's broke, and if the door keeps slamming shut in his face, then what's left but the devil? The Diana documentary, done with Madame, of course, because her name is mentioned in this production, done with Madame, and basically introducing the royals. You can imagine how this documentary will go. I have the Deviant Moon tarot on the tarot table for this reading. We're going to do a Celtic cross from Harry's point of view, as I say, faced with this massive choice point in his life. And really, what does he know about Diana's death, apart from the conspiracy theories that were touted? We hear, allegedly, that he spent some time with Dodi, Mohammed. That was I misspoke. And absorbed some of those conspiracy theories about Diana's death, and the horror is that he will trot them out again, unsubstantiated, but bring them to the notice of a whole new generation of viewers and make life a living hell for the king, Camilla, the royal family generally, all of that. So it's potentially absolute dynamite. Of course, you can see Netflix can't wait to get hold of this. Even though Mr. Sarandos, I think, recently got some honour from the king, from the royal family, didn't he? Which got all the tinfoil hatters in a flat spin. But anyway, we're going to do a Celtic cross. We're going to look at it from Harry's point of view. Is it a go? Why is he doing this? Is he going for the conspiracy angle? What's going on? Is it just about the money? What damage will it do to his relationship with royals going forward? One more shuffle, apparently. And let's see what's going on. Let's remind you, as I do this, whole deck wants to collapse in my hand, as I'm sure the royals want to collapse currently thinking about this. Let's remind you, tarot, fun and entertainment, or my opinion, or speculation. Just read energy here on these kinds of stories. And disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what's going on. A distasteful topic really is. Poor woman, she's been gone a long time, should be left in peace, in my opinion. And Harry's not going to let that happen, and certainly Meghan won't let that happen in normal Netflix, allegedly. And we have the Five of Cups as our underlying energy. Very apt, because it's the fixated on sorrow card. A lot of self-pity in the Five of Cups. As you can see, a lot of woe is meing, a lot of being very focused on the cups that have been spilled and not noticing the cups that are still standing behind the person. It's interesting in this Five of Cups, in this particular tarot deck, that there are two people in the Five of Cups, and the one is berating the other, haranguing them. And that's a very interesting little depiction of the Parkle dynamic, in my opinion, as an energy reader. Nag, nag, nag. One's trying to block his ears, don't want to hear, but is being forced to think about the past and be fixated on the past sorrows and griefs and all of that stuff, because of course the coin is needed, and also the cachet, if you are Madame, if you are Diana too, of being involved in this what I would imagine would be quite an iconic event for Netflix. We're not looking, as I said, how it's going to be received by the wider public. I think the wider public might have some Diana fatigue at this point, like they have Parkle fatigue, but we'll get there. Of course, we have 2 years to ponder this horror situation Harry is in right now, and we've got the Seven of Swords in reverse. It's the wrongdoing card, the skullduggery card, the Seven of Swords. It's an exit card for me. It's running away, it's just slipping away under cover of night and all that stuff. That's the Seven of Swords. Taking something that isn't yours. It's the thief of the tarot, and in this case it would be taking Diana's legacy and her story that is not his to take. There are other people who were very present in the narrative, but it's become all about the has-been, and that will be the topic of my short reading on Prince William after this one. Just want to check in with his energy after doing this big long reading. But it's interesting that this card is in reverse. If he wants to tell his truth, if he wants to implicate people, because the Seven of Swords in reverse has been caught out, exposing wrongdoing, and this is obviously what he would like to do. He himself might be caught out in this situation. It's coming through for me. It's quite a complex energy that's coming through in that Seven of Swords in reverse. He wants to expose what he believes really happened. We're going to ask that question again in this reading, but it's coming through as a central issue. But if he does it, it's going to make his life very difficult, because he is going to be rather a villain as well in this doing of this. He might think he's doing the right thing, but it's going to be perceived as treachery by the royals. So it's got this kind of double-edged sword there. And my theme for the day is the devil and the deep blue sea. We're looking at the devil in this reading. William's got the deep blue sea. So the challenge for Harry, he wants this truth-telling according to the cards. The challenge is this Nine of Swords, and it's the nightmare and stress card. This is very stressful for him. It's stressful dredging up all these memories. He's going to have to go around and revisit a great trauma, Five of Cups, that he has never resolved. For all the therapy he's had and the mushroom journeys and the ayahuasca journeys and all the rest of the things, he's never resolved this. And I know people get fixated. If they lose a parent at that particular age, they get fixated and they don't grow and they don't deal with it properly. I know from very personal experience. I'm speaking from very personal experience when I say this, unfortunately. But that Nine of Swords, for him, he's got to revisit his own nightmares, his own guilt. And there is guilt in the Seven of Swords here, and that would be the guilt of not taking that phone call, that last phone call from Diana. They were busy playing, the boys, and they were up at Balmoral, and no, we don't want to talk to you. We'll talk to you tomorrow when you're back in London. Too late. There's that as well. So all of that anxiety and that stress and those nightmares, and I do believe when I look at that Nine of Swords card that he has nightmares about this still. I believe this is so unresolved that he's got to go and wrangle in his own psyche, and that's going to be difficult. But also, he knows, I feel the Two of Swords energy in and amongst those two cards. He knows that if he does this, that's it. With the royals, he's going to get a load of money, and he might get some things off his chest, some conspiracy theories and things like that, but it's overs. when it comes to William and when it comes to Charles as well, I believe. And that's what he's wrangling with. I keep getting that wrangling energy. He's wrangling with this. What does he do? It's his opportunity to tell his truth, but also that's the end with his family. So what does he do? What's his real motive for doing this? Is it just the money, or is it the truth telling? His truth. I've already got the his truth on the table. Just by the way, we got the chariot in reverse. And of course the chariot is literally a motor car and in a tunnel in Paris, driving along. And of course the official explanation after numerous inquiries and whatever is drunk driver, no seat belt, driving far too fast, out of control, the end. Car crash, literally, that is the chariot in reverse. It's not about money so much. There is ambition in the chariot card, but it's not about that. It's about what really happened. And I would say it's conspiracy theory terrain that we are in here with the chariot in reverse. I think that he has filled his head with a load of conspiracy theories, and I know that there are, because I've watched some of those documentaries and you know, been down those roads. I think we all have, who are in this space of looking at the world closely. And so I think that this is what's really motivating him. We know that he got his bodyguards to drive him through that tunnel at a furious pace to experience what was going on that night. It's a very strange and, in my opinion, quite an unhealthy thing to do. 5 of Cups, fixated on loss. That's what's going on. He's trying to understand what happened. And he's not, you know, he doesn't have the biggest brain. He has got a lot of injury he's done to himself with his substance abuse over the years, in my opinion, my very inexpert opinion. So I don't think he's capable of looking objectively at the things like Prince William probably has, and made his own peace with whatever, and possibly with not knowing all the things. That's the healthy way of dealing with this kind of loss. Harry's dealing with it in an unhealthy way. 7 of Swords and 9 of Swords in reverse. Both very unhealthy cards, in my opinion. The tone of this documentary, that's what I'm asking this card up here. Normally would be the goal of the thing, but the tone of it is similar kind of an energy. What take is he going to have on this? And we've got the 8 of Wands here. And the 8 of Wands is hush-hush energy. Upright, it's communication, open communication, opening the floodgates, letting the stories out, communications. It's positive, it's back and forth, it's healthy communication. It's in reverse. It's going to be digging into places that he believes have been silenced, suppressed, the secret places, the places where there are official obstructions and things like this. I think we can put our tinfoil hats on quite safely, given this energy, and realize that he's going to delve into those places, going to try and talk to people who believe that their versions of events were suppressed and whatever. Again, Mohammed Al-Fayed, there were rumours that Harry actually visited him in Switzerland and had long conversations with him. And I have looked at this in the past, and I have got energy that supported those rumours. And this is all the big fat allegedly sign flashing away on the tarot table. In this rather unpleasant energy. It's very unpleasant energy, I have to say. I'm standing in it. It's very icky. In the past, William and Harry did that 20th anniversary film and agreed that it would never be mentioned again. Or not mentioned again, but they'd never revisit it publicly on film. That was it. They were done. Tell me about how he feels about that now. This is past energy that deal with Prince William. We're not revisiting this. We are done. We've got the Emperor in reverse. And that tells me you're not the boss of me. I'm not going to stick with what we agreed, what we organized, what we planned. The Emperor is plans and getting things done and wheels in motion and all of that stuff. And William is the big brother. He is the king in waiting. He probably in my opinion, with that Emperor card in reverse, was the deciding vote. He was the one that said, this is how it's going to be. We're going to do this thing and then we're not going to do it again. That is it. And I'm not surprised to get this energy, because we know that Harry believed for a long time that Diana had just hidden away and one day she'd come back and, reunite with the boys. And Prince William probably went along with it to some extent to appease Harry, very damaged, very lost, very angry, all the stuff that we now know. And it's telling me that William was the one who laid this down, decreed this is how it's going to be, and Harry didn't agree with it. That's how it's reading. So breaking the agreement, who cares, really? Seven of Swords in reverse. I want my truth out. It's my truth. My conspiracy theories out there, don't care that we agreed this in the past. Because it's kind of coming across as a bully energy. And we've heard a lot about how Prince William is perceived as a bully by the Parkers. He bullied them out of the royal family at Sandringham. And he bullied the has-been into saying, I'm not going to revisit this Diana story ever again in public. That's how it's reading for me. That's not what I personally think of Prince William. I'm reading Harry's energy. I'm doing a reading from his point of view. What's next? Is this going ahead? Are they really doing it as Alison Boshoff says from the Daily Mail? She believes they are. Ta-da! Yes, they are. That's the Empress. That is Diana, Mummy. It's the mother card, of course. It's also you-know-who, Madame. And we may have to delay the divorce for 2 years until this documentary is made and released, and Madame and Harry are doing the circuits and the film festivals and getting an Oscar and all that kind of stuff, because Madame is very prominent in this energy of the Empress. The creative vision behind the documentary, the deal with Netflix, very abundant energy with that. Diana too. We might have interviews with Madame that are being filmed, and the effect that this all had on the has-been, Five of Cups, and how she came in and she's seen signs and she communicates and all of that. It's grotesque energy, which is why I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot, and it's coming through grimly for me, but it does look like it's going to go ahead for now. Harry's true opinion of what happened, his true view of what happened, I think we've already got a fairly good idea. Eight of Swords is the trap, helpless victim surrounded by these swords, can't escape the swords, pursued by the press, trapped, helpless, all of that stuff. That's what he believes was the energy as represented by Diana. Of course, she actually called the press that night, as far as I understand things, from the hotel and said, guess what, we're leaving the hotel, we're going back to Dodie's apartment. This is the route we will be taking, kind of thing. That's as I understand it. And I apologize profusely if I'm wrong about that. But that's his view. Helpless, trapped victim. What pressure is he under doing this? Just checking. And we have got the 10 of Pentacles. I had to count them quickly. It's 10 of Pentacles in reverse. That's you're out of the royal family forever. And he knows that. If he goes ahead with this thing, that's finished. Everything shut down. Out. Out, out, out. He will portray it as the only one who carried the torch for Diana, the only one who fought for the truth for her. And there are crazies out there who will believe it and will excuse all his bad behavior and say, you know, he's the only son who defended her honor. But it does mean access to all that lovely money, to the status, to the privilege for himself, for his children, and for herself, Madame Claw. All done, out of there. So immediate money from Netflix, long-term abundance from the royal family shut down. He knows it. Devil in the deep blue sea. Hopes and fears for the has-been. Woohoo, the devil has showed up. As I said, working title for this reading, Harry and the devil. The devil has showed up. He knows that if he goes down this road, it's toxic, it's obsessed, it could reflect very badly on him. I think there is an awareness in there. It's interesting it showed up here in the hopes and fears position, because that's about your feelings about a thing, really. And the devil has shown up, and the devil is lies and toxicity and addiction and obsession and treachery and anger and ugliness. And if he goes down this road, there is a possibility, a strong possibility, that he's going to be represented in that devilish energy of someone who couldn't put the past behind him, who couldn't let go, who was fixated on conspiracy theories, who was under the control of the claw, who has shown up in this Empress energy, just in my opinion. And it's not a good look. If he's trying to reconcile, if he's genuinely trying to reconcile, if he's trying to get in with the British public again as well, it's not a good look. There's awareness there about that. It's how desperate is he for money, and how subject to the control of the claw is he still. He keeps wriggling, but he's giving more of a vision of a sort of poor unfortunate insect that's been pinned to a board and is wriggling, but wriggling slower and slower as the life force ekes out of them. Unpleasant image, but that's what's coming through for me. Outcome for Harry in connection with his family if he goes ahead with this. What's the deal? I've got the Four of Wands. Tells me, interestingly, that he might not go ahead with it, because that is royal family card, that is the firm, that is homecoming, happy home. He may have to let go of this. And I say that because as much as we have this nagging shrew banging on there, the underlying energy, that Five of Cups card, and we've got this going ahead for now energy, we've got the devil here and the awareness of what that represents. If he wants home, he's got to let this go. There is awareness, there's two awarenesses here, that with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The pressure that he's under is he's broke as well, which I didn't mention there. I thought I had, but I actually didn't. It was in my head, and then it got overruled by other energy. He's broke. So there's two pressures with that Ten of Pentacles. He wants back into the royal family, but he's broke. And if he goes with the devil energy, he loses in with the royals, he gets the short-term gain, the financial gain, which she will take anyway. Madame over there. So it's looking to me as if for now it might be all systems go, because Madame, the claw is driving this, I think. It may be that he bails on this at some point. Tarot's reading for me. Currently, I suspect, unfortunately, we will be revisiting this story many times in the days and weeks and months to come. We're going to have a look at Prince William in the next one. I hope to see you over there.